And his fall, one autumn afternoon, under the bullets of the BRI, Research and Intervention Brigade, Porte de Clignancourt, Paris. A grey metallic BMW 528i stops in the middle of the intersection. Behind the wheel, a 42-year-old man hunted for 18 months by every police force in France. Beside him, his companion Sylvia. In the back seat, a toy poodle. Suddenly, a 3-ton canvas-covered truck blocks their path. The canvas lifts. A hail of bullets slams into the windshield. 19 impacts. The driver doesn't have time to draw his weapon. He dies instantly, his face disfigured. His companion is seriously wounded. The dog is also killed. Thus died Jacques Mesrine, the man they called public enemy number 1, the man with 1,000 faces, the French Robin Hood. He brought back a .45 ACP pistol that he would keep constantly on him. His parents, André and Fernand, owned a luxury lace business in Paris. They had big plans for their son. They hoped he would one day attend HEC, one of France's most prestigious business schools. But Jacques didn't like school. He was sent to the prestigious Catholic College of Juilly, where his classmate was the future singer-songwriter Jean-Jacques Debout. But his rebellious nature caught up with him. He was expelled for hitting the headmaster. Also expelled from the secular high school in Clichy, he became a fabric salesman. In 1955, at 19, he married Lydia de Souza, a young chemistry student of Togolese origin, adopting her son so she wouldn't remain a single mother. The marriage lasted only a year. After a brawl and gunfire, the inn was closed. They would have 3 children, Sabrina, Bruno, and Boris. But a settled life wasn't for him. From age 23, he embarked on a series of burglaries and armed robberies. On January 17, 1962, he was arrested in Le Neubourg, in the Eure department, as he was about to attack a bank with 3 accomplices. His first sentence, 18 months in prison. He served them in Évreux, then Orléans. Released in 1963, he tried to go straight. He found a job at an interior architecture firm where he proved competent. He is declared public enemy number 1 in Quebec. Destination, Quebec. The couple settles in Mont-Saint-Hilaire and enters the service of a millionaire with a disability, Georges Delorier, who made his fortune in fruits and vegetables. Mesrine is a cook and chauffeur, Jeanne a housekeeper. For 5 months they live with Delorier. Mesrine even considers retiring from crime. But an argument with the estate's gardener leads to their dismissal. Revenge. On June 26, 1969, aided by a French accomplice they met locally, they kidnap the millionaire and demand a $200,000 ransom from his brother. But Delorier manages to escape. Mesrine had just fully entered the world of major organized crime. On June 30th, the couple illegally crosses the U.S. border. The same day, the strangled body of Evelyne Le Boutillier, the owner of the motel where they had taken refuge in Percé, is discovered. Mesrine is suspected of the murder. But the FBI is on his trail. In December 1972, he returns to France. They are recaptured the next day. In 1970, they are sentenced to 10 and 5 years in prison for the Delorier kidnapping. In 1971, they are acquitted of Evelyne Le Boutillier's murder for lack of evidence. On August 21, 1972, Mesrine escapes from Saint-Vincent-de-Paul prison with 5 other inmates, including Jean-Paul Mercier. He couldn't care less about discretion. He embarks on a series of bank robberies in Montreal, sometimes 2 in the same day. On September 3, 1972, he attempts to break out other prisoners from Saint-Vincent-de-Paul. The shootout leaves 2 guards seriously wounded. Mesrine and Mercier manage to flee. A week later, on September 10th, the 2 men go to train in shooting in the forest. Mesrine and Bess become the first men to escape from this prison. France is in shock. On March 5, 1973, during an altercation in a cafe, he brandishes a revolver and seriously wounds a police officer trying to intervene. 3 days later, he is arrested. In May 1973, he is sentenced to 20 years in prison. But Mesrine has a plan. On June 11, 1973, during a court hearing, he pulls out a revolver hidden in the toilets by an accomplice, takes the judge hostage, and escapes. He will remain at large for 4 months. On September 28, 1973, he is again arrested in his Paris apartment, betrayed by an associate hoping for a reduced sentence. Incarcerated at La Santé prison, reputed to be impregnable, Mesrine writes his autobiography Death Instinct, which he smuggles out. The toy poodle is also killed. Mesrine and Bess rob the Deauville casino on May 26, 1978, and leave with 130,000 francs. Besse quickly separates from Mesrine, finding him too media-hungry. Mesrine continues alone with his new companion, Sylvia Jean-Jacques. He multiplies robberies and public statements. On August 4, 1978, he appears on the cover of Paris Match, interviewed from his hideout. He taunts the police, threatens the Minister of Justice. For the government, it's an intolerable humiliation. President Valéry Giscard d'Estaing orders the creation of an anti-Mesrine brigade. Mesrine's death immediately raises questions. Did police act in self-defense? Had Mesrine really made a move to grab a weapon? His companion Sylvia Jean-Jacques and his family speak of an execution. His lawyer, Maître Malenbaum, fought for 30 years to have what she considered an assassination recognized. In 2005, after 25 years of legal proceedings, the justice system ruled that the police had acted in self-defense. The controversy has never really ceased. For some, Mesrine was coldly executed. For others, he simply reaped what he had sown. Jacques Mesrine was the first criminal to become a true media star. He understood the power of the media, staged himself, wrote his autobiography to construct his own legend. The man with 1,000 faces remains a fascinating and ambivalent figure, a bloodthirsty bandit to some, a romantic vigilante to others, a symbol of rebellion against authority. His name has inspired books, songs, and a memorable two-part film with Vincent Cassel in 2008. He marked the collective imagination like no other French criminal. 45 years after his death, the Mesrine myth remains intact, a name that continues to thrill and fascinate. That of a man who said he acted out of a death instinct, and who found, at Porte de Clignancourt, the violent end he had always sensed was coming. Jacques Mesrine, 1936 to 1979, arrested 4 times, escaped 4 times, author of Death Instinct, 1977, shot dead at 42, Porte de Clignancourt.